Today I'm going to be talking about a strategy. I don't know if I've covered this on this channel, but it's over the 90-95 strategy, but it's kind of got some improvements to it. Now I've only tested this with Bitcoin and it's done good so far, but I kind of want to test this new strategy for, crypto stocks and Forex and see how well it performs. But since, crypto's the only thing going right now, I'm going to be talking about crypto. The strategy is like a color-coded, it makes it easier to see when to get in and when to get out. So everything's pretty much color-coded for you. Kind of tested it myself with Bitcoin, and it's doing really well right now. So today I kind of want to walk you through this strategy. The strategy, you really only need 3 moving averages, but we're going to be using the color moving averages, the CM EMA trend bars. We're going to use 3 of them, and we're going to use the 90-95, I believe. So I'm going to plug that in, and we're going to see how well this works for crypto. So let's get started. Okay, so this strategy is very easy to understand. What you basically do is you go to your settings here, and you only need 3 for this strategy. You go to your indicators, and you go to let's just go load it here. You're going to go to CM EMA trend bars. You're going to click this 3 times. So you have it loaded here. You're going to change your settings here to 9, 90, 95. Now I've talked about the 90, 95 in previous videos. That's this bottom part right here. The purpose of the 90, 95 is it shows you the overall direction. And usually on the 90, 95, whatever the asset is, it usually bounces off of the 90, 95. Usually unless it, breaks it. So we also put in here the 9, and so everything here is color coded. So what I have here is, I have the 90-95 as kind of less thick. It's less thick than the 9. The 9 I have more thick because I want it to kind of show the outline of the direction. So what you look for in this strategy is really simple. I focus on doing this on the higher time frames. So what you want to do in the strategy is you want to go to the higher time frames and work your way down. So in this scenario, what you have to look for is a cross. So you get in at the moment of a cross, and you do it on the hour. So try to find it on the highest time frame that you have. If you miss the cross, then you have to go down time frames. So what you want to do first is you want to look for times where it crosses. Which with Bitcoin, it was right here. It crossed right here, and this was 42,000, and it's been going up ever since. So if you came in at that cross, you'd be really banking it with your trades right now. So that's what you got to look for. You got to look for it to cross. The next step, and I find that hiding the candles works the best for this. So we're going to hide them real quick. So say you came in at this cross right here. You basically stay in the trade. You stay in the trade. You look after it has crossed. You want to look. Your focus. The 9 has got to be. The 9 has got to be above the 90-95. The line has got to be above it. If it's one of those quick up down things, it's not going to work. If it's consolidating or things like that. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that it is crossing, and all you do from that point on is you follow the line. Because it's going to be color coded, you can follow this for a couple hours here, and the second that it starts turning red, technically you can get out at that point if you want to. But the moment it starts turning red, that's when you get out. So as long as you want to be in profit here, as long as this line is above the 90-95, you'll be in profit. So you can get profits even after it crosses. So I'll give you some examples here. So you could have taken this trade right about here with Bitcoin, and you could have wrote it out from here. Since it's in an uptrend, you do not focus when it's going down, you focus when it's going up. So every time it prints a green, that's another time. As long as it's above the 90.95 and the 9 is green, that's when you can enter trades. Whenever it prints red, that's your time to get out. So if you look at right here, from this point on, it's above the 90.95, so you could have entered right here, and you could have rode this entire thing out all the way up here. You could have got out. You could have got a little bit weaker right here, and you could have got out right here. You could have ended your trade again right here and rode this out. This works better on longer time frames. It will work for shorter time frames, but you kind of got to keep your eye on the chart. So we see it again right here. This is another time to get in if you just ride it out, as long as it stays above the 90.95. So I could show you the candles here, show you how accurate this is. So you could come in anytime, like right here. You could have wrote it out because the 9 is still green. You can wrote it out from here to here and be in profit. So it tells you when exactly to get in and when to get out. So if you don't want to do it this way, this is waiting on the hour. So if you miss this where it crossed on the, if you miss this moment where it crossed, the next bet to do it when the 9 prints a green bar. When it prints a green bar. So let's just go back and look at the previous times here. So it print out a red right here, and it's crossing red. So this would be a quick down. This would be a quick short position right here, and let's just see if you would be in any kind of profit. So you rode this out from like here, and you just follow the line until it printed out a green. You'd still be in profit right here. So there are times when it's just a quick up and down. You got to look for that. One indicator that I use to kind of help me out is the consolidation. Now, if it's printing these consolidation zones, that's telling me that it might be going sideways, so you might want to wait a little while before you get into those trades. You want to see, and you want to make sure it's breaking out of any kind of consolidation zone. So you want to wait for some big moves. Now let's look at this at some smaller time frames here. Let's look and see if it's profitable on, let's say, the 15-minute. Let's see if this is profitable on the 15-minute. Okay, so we want to look for the cross. That's the first thing. It has to cross. Is that one crossing? It's not quite crossing right there. Got to find a cross. It happens right here. This is the cross. So in this scenario, what we do is we wait for it to cross, and then after it has crossed completely, we look at the 9 moving average here. And because these are the 15-minute, these are going to be much shorter, so you got to keep your eyes on the chart for, quick little scalps. But you're good as long as the 9 doesn't come back down. You're good. It's up to you if you want to get out right here, or you can keep on going. And you can get out when there's a lot of green, but if you follow this, that point was really right here, that point to get out for your trade. So let's just look for another example on a 15-minute. It crosses right here, it turns red. You would just ride it out till here, and then it turns green right here, and this is when you would get out. So let's just look at that and see if it's profitable. It's right about here, and ride that out to here. And you get a little bit of profit that way. Quick. These are quick little scalps. I personally prefer doing this on longer time frames, but that is the 15-minute. Let's real quickly look at higher time frames here. Well, I want to look at the 6 hour, see how that looks, and then we'll look at the weekly. So we'll look at the 6 hour here. See, where's it cross? It crosses right here on the 6 hour. So if you came in So if you came in and you rode this out from like here to here, that would be profit. And once it crosses, your main focus is to be all the moments where it turns green. As long as it's above the 90.95, you want to focus on green moments. When it's below the 90.95, you want to focus on the moments of it being red. So let's just see if there's profit here. There's profit here to here. And there's a lot of profit. Let's see what that looks like. There's a lot of profit. There's a lot of profit with here to here. So let's see how that looks with the candles. On the 6 hour, we got here all the way up to here. So that's profit right there. So let's real quickly look at this on the weekly. And this might indicate bull runs here, but it does the same thing. But these are longer holds. But if you do it on the weekly, you want to get in right at the cross, because if it could, let's just leave some examples here, but let's look at this. So it crossed right here, and it's just been going up since. You could have got out right here when there's some signs of weakness right there. So you could have rode that entire thing out, the ups and downs. You could have rode this entire thing out from here, and it stays green all the way up until here, and you could be in profit from there. A pretty good profit right there. And this strategy alone will probably help indicate bull runs and when it's going to start getting weaker and go down. Let's just look at a couple more moments on the weekly here. Now when you do it on the weekly, you got to make sure you're not over leveraging things. But we see it right here, crosses. So right about here, you can get in for a couple weeks. And then it starts getting weaker right about here. So you still would be in profit there. Let's just see a couple other scenarios. Now, it crosses down here on the weekly. So you would come in right here. Right about here. You can ride the whole thing out until you see green, which is right about here. And you would still be in profit. So this is a very, very good strategy with crypto, and it works really well. So with this strategy, it is the 9, it's the CM EMA trend bars, and you use it for both the 9 moving average and the 90.95. It helps you identify when to get in and when to get out. When you're looking for bullish, you want to wait for it to cross. Now, you can choose whatever time frame you want, but I personally prefer the 1 hour. That gives the best results, in my opinion. When it crosses, you want to focus on it turning green on the upside. And when it crosses down, you want to focus on when it's turning red on the downside. On the upside, once it prints out a red, you can get out of the trade if you want to. That's basically signaling that it could get weaker. And when you're looking at it on the downtrend, when it prints a green, that's showing strength. So this strategy works really well. I've only been dealing with it for a day or two. I've looked at Bitcoin. I have a trade going with Bitcoin right now, so I'm testing this. But anyway, this seems to really work good for Bitcoin and other cryptos. I might look at this strategy with other cryptos like XRP and other ones in the future. But right now I'm using this as a guide for Bitcoin and where it's going. So anyway, I'm going to be covering this strategy with Forex and the stock market, and because I think it works really well. So anyway, guys, like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.